Hey everybody, welcome to episode 26 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. These are still the beta season 0.90. First thing we're going to do is spend some science that we got from the last mission when we successfully rescued one of our Kerbals from Duna, or at least from Ike. Research that, sure, buy all the stuff, and research this one. So I'm getting unmanned tech and ion propulsion, which will give us some capabilities for some different missions later on. I'll use it with 71 science and 348,000 funds or so. Okay, it's daytime here at the Kerbal Space Center. Let us... So we still have some Duna stuff going on. I'm thinking we're just going to grab 4 contracts. Science data from space around Duna. Sure. Science data from space around Kerbal. We'll trip over that. Atmospheric scans of Duna. And planting a flag on Duna. Yeah, these have a nice long... this one only has a 4-year duration, but that's alright. So, once again, what we need to do is sort of fast forward time in the tracking center until Duna is in the right launch position. So, rather than using an online guide, I did some math myself and I found the ideal position. So we'll just go ahead and fast forward time. I'll cut the recording momentarily and pick up when we get there. Okay, so it's approximately here that we want to make our launch window for Duna. Duna is going to be headed away from us, so it's going to be a little bit of a longer type of thing. So we'll actually go ahead and put together our Duna capable craft in a separate Let's Build, and I'll see you on the launch pad. Okay, so we're going to choose on the launch pad our 2 guys we're going to go with here. We need a pilot, of course. And our engineer. You know, we should get an engineer and get him some flight knowledge. Yeah, we'll take an engineer with us. I don't know what an engineer does really. But we're going to take him with us. He'll end up manning the orbiter while the Harney goes down to the surface. This thing's a little wobbly. That makes me nervous. But we'll just have to go for it. In 3, 2, 1, blast off. That was a magnificent kersplosion. Back to the vehicle assembly. What happened? So for some reason one of these things was right in the middle of the rocket as opposed to being attached correctly to the side here. So we're going to go ahead and yeah, we reverted that, and we're going to go ahead and launch in 3, 2, 1, blast off. Engines up. Full throttle, and we're on our way. Not a hint of instability yet. We'll keep it that way. Back off the throttle. We're going too fast. Okay, now we can give it some more juice. I'll get up to 200 meters per second and then sort of back the throttle off again until the staging is done. Things are looking great as we go on up. We got Harney in charge of the ship. That stage is done, so we get rid of it. Increase throttle, and here we go. We are on our way once again. The clock is running. I can begin backing off the throttle here a little bit. Surface speed's doing fine. Let us begin a little bit of a gravity turn. Start getting this surface vector pointed over. Okay, we're gonna tap, tap, tap over, as they say, to prograde. I'll push that nose down a bit. Okay, we will give Harney control and send our ship nose first. Alright, Harney, you're losing control there. So we'll just kind of take over for you. We don't need that torque. We don't need this torque. That torque should be plenty right there. Okay, we are ready for staging. Stage it off. Off we go, full throttle. Harney, I'm gonna lock your gimbal on you. So now we are just using this one torque wheel to get ourselves situated here. I'm going to go ahead and start keeping an eye on orbit, because we're getting ready to be at interstellar velocities, or at least reaching orbit velocities. And shut down the engines there is good. Okay, we're on our way. We have plenty of fuel in here to circularize. Let us go ahead and plan our maneuver for circularization. 73 by 75 is good enough for me. Harney is a good enough pilot where he can actually go ahead and face this thing towards the... go ahead and turn this torque on now. And turn this torque on. You can face the rocket towards the maneuver node, which is set up now. It's a 20-second burn with this engine to get ourselves circularized, and we have plenty of fuel in it still. Once we're out of the atmosphere, we'll get our solar panels extracted. Okay, we are officially out of the atmosphere. Solar panels, go. Circularization burns coming up nice and quickly. Everything's looking good to me so far. Just go ahead and tap this over to get ourselves rotated to where I want. And we are ready to fire up this maneuver in just a little bit here. I'll start it up at 17 seconds. There we go. And our maneuver is on its way. Once again for Kerbal circularization. Things are looking good and stable as we chew through this fuel like nothing. And there we have it. T, prograde, M. Periapsis is 73, apoapsis is 78. We don't really care all that much about our current plane, because really, we are interested in leaving Kerbal at our earliest convenience. Looks like it's going to be a dark side burn kind of thing. Just go ahead and zoom out here. Set Duna as the target. Zoom in and start working on this maneuver. So, you know, we're not the most efficient. Oh, wow, that was lined up pretty good. But we will get out to, oh, really, that's where we're right at the ascending node there. That's pretty funny. We'll get out of Kerbal's sphere of influence and then do a correction to get Duna tuned up better. But right now, we are ready to go ahead and face the maneuver node. Let's let our ship coast at this point. I don't want them putting too much energy into all this stuff all at once. We have about a 20-second burn with this current thing, so I will go ahead and start it at half throttle. Let's turn ourselves around so we're actually facing something logical. Maybe like this. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward time now. We'll get to this maneuver, and so hang tight. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we are, final preparations to get ready for this burn to Duna. Nothing terribly exciting happening here, just kind of waiting to get to our timer. So at T-minus 30, we'll go half throttle. And when this runs out, we'll see what our actual burn time looks like with our new little booster engine that we have ready to go. This is a dark side burn, so I'll go ahead and do it in the map, so I can see what that looks like. Stage that off. Poodle to full throttle. This is a 1 minute and 47 second burn, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stage up some extra engines. There we go. And I just have to remember to transfer some fuel out of here when we're done. I'm going to fast forward a bit and catch you guys at the end of this burn. Okay, we are coming up on the end of this burn. We'll go ahead and throttle down. And that is really good. T, prograde. Okay, now, we were burning out some fuel here. Where did that fuel come from? Oh, I know where it came from. Yep, it came from in here. Dang it, I always do that. So I need to make sure this lander has all of its fuel. Just transferring all this fuel in here with Alt right click. Going to make sure this lander has every ounce of fuel that it's entitled to, because we're going to be putting it down on Duna. Is this tank fine? That tank's fine. This one and this one. I went through all this work of testing and testing and testing this on off camera to make sure that it had all of its all the right capabilities and the fuel was feeding in the right direction and it was nicely balanced. Only to have this thing suck it dry. So yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to shut down all of these tanks. That's the best way to make sure that no other part of this craft actually gets a hold of that fuel. These tanks are full. Okay, at this point, we're fast forwarding to leaving the Kerbal sphere of influence. So I will fast forward time once again and prepare a maneuver for Duna, and then let you know what that maneuver looks like once we get there. So hang tight. Okay, we're back. We have this maneuver set up here, which is mostly using this radial node, or I think it's radial. Is that radial or anti-radial? I can remember. I could get those two mixed up. To set us up with a Duna encounter. So since I know that this thing is going to run out of fuel partway through the burn, and we'll want to stage into a new get rid of it as dead weight and activate the nuclear engines, I'm actually going to start the burn right now at full throttle. And as soon as this tank empties, we will go ahead and activate the other stage and stuff like that. So I'm going to let this tank drain down, and I'll catch you in just a little bit. Okay, we're almost out of fuel here. There it is. Shut down the engines. Get rid of that deadweight stage. Reactivate our nuclears. And begin warming them up, and here we go. We've got the rest of this 1 minute and 32 second burn to finish, so there shouldn't be anything terribly eventful happening in the next 1 minute and 32 seconds. So I guess we'll just hang tight. What's my fuel rate here? So, yeah, 1.37 fuel being consumed per second, which gives us probably 700 seconds worth of fuel or so. I'll talk to you guys in another minute or so, and this burn's about ready to be done. So I'm actually watching the rest of this burn from the map. I've canceled the node, and we'll just see as things happen there. Bingo, 1 Duna encounter. Now if I focus on Duna, I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. Here we are. This is our ship. T Prograde. Take us Prograde, pilot. You know, I completely forgot to transmit science out from space outside of Kerbal. We'll get that when we get back. Hopefully, if we have enough time. Yeah. Take a pressure reading. Oh, those are a whole lot of different pressure readings. That one's going to be tough. Land on Duna. Transmitter recovered Duna. Okay, I want to take a look. Well, we have a long time to go here, so you know what? Actually, we're on our way to Duna. Things are looking good. We haven't even drained our first tank of gas, and that was probably just about one of the longest burns we're going to do. We're going to do an aero capture there. So I think this is a pretty good place to end episode 26 with our ship on its way to Duna for some more science and stuff like that. We'll tune in on episode 27 for the conclusion where we get our landing done, and you know, who knows what happens, how much I'll be able to get done in that time frame. So I want to say thanks for watching. Take care. Keep flying and stay shiny. Goodbye.